Tonight. So tonight's agenda is available by the sign-up sheet over there. If anybody hasn't signed in, please do. As soon as I get my page turned. Okay. So welcome to the August 12th, 2025 Planning Board meeting of the Town of Sebago. I'd like to call this meeting to order, and the time is 6 o'clock. We'll take a roll call of those members here in attendance. Paul White.
Present.
Bass.
Here, present.
Dave McCarthy.
Here.
Dave Welch is out sick. And myself, Bob La Liberty, Chairman. We will also acknowledge town staff present. Christina Robinson. And we have Garrett Wimkin.
Oh, Brett Wimkin?
Brett, pardon me, yep, Brett Wimkin, okay. I got the last name right, huh?
Yeah, it's German. It's tough to say. I get it.
Okay. Great. And Garrett Jones, Executive Secretary. This is a public proceeding, not a public hearing, and unless the planning board specifically votes to go into executive session, anyone here has the right to hear everything that is being said and to look at all the exhibits of materials that are presented. Please notify the chairman if you are unable to see or hear. The board works from a published agenda, which is available tonight by the sign-up sheet. I mentioned that already. So our key agenda tonight is we have, we'll review minutes. We'll open for some public questions not related to an application. We have a couple of old business projects we're working on. One at Nason Beach, one at Turnaround Lane, and we have a new business item as well, which is 435 Anderson Road that we'll be talking about. Okay. So is there any additional correspondence that we need to be aware of? Okay, thank you. Can everybody hear me okay, by the way? Yes. All right. Let's see, review of minutes, July 22nd, 2025.
I'll make a motion, we accept the minutes of the July 22nd, 2025 meeting.
Could I ask a question?
Yes, you may.
Dave, when you requested the survey, is that 60-foot right-of-way correct? Or were we going with the one that the applicant had showed us, which dropped it down to 40?
I didn't request a 60-foot right-of-way.
That's what it's, and I didn't think you did.
I think
but
you
suggested to him that if he's having a guy do 40, he may want to do 60.
Oh, okay.
Might as well while you're there, get him to do the extra.
I think that's, it wasn't a requirement, I don't believe.
Okay, it just said requested the survey to show a 60-foot right-of-way, and but I understand the way you're explaining it now, but the way I read
Yeah,
this.
so we want to change
Should I
that.
make it more to where it's like a suggestion rather than,
Yes.
okay.
I see why you would suggest
So
that.
I withdraw my motion.
If you have to go to your neighbors anyway to get a 40, you might as well try to get them to sign up for a 60, and that would solve the future problems of access. That's how I remember the conversation.
Okay.
So I withdrew my motion.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes of the July 22nd meeting with the exception that we changed the request for a 60-foot right-of-way on the survey to a suggestion of a 60-foot right-of-way on the survey.
That's fine.
Thank you, Dave. Second it? You want to second the motion?
And you may. I have one question as well.
I'm sorry.
Before we vote. On page 4, right at the top, where we talk about it was determined by the board that the DEP standards for gravel roads could be utilized for this application. Was it the DEP or EPA?
I believe
I think it's a small book, she had a copy of that small booklet that we showed, and that was what we were talking about.
Okay,
That was DEP, yeah.
okay, it's not the big book we got at the
No,
gravel.
the smaller ones are the older versions, the nice big ones that we got are the new ones.
Yeah, but that's listed as an EPA document.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah. You'll see it right in the binder.
It's done by the DEP, those classes.
They like to copy and paste things too, so I wouldn't be surprised if they missed that, if they were copying that over.
Oh, okay,
Well, this is, what was it, 2017?
yeah,
Oh.
2007.
2007, so
Yeah.
this is 20 years old.
Yeah.
So it's a different book,
Okay,
because those other ones were from 2012.
okay.
Bob, excuse me, do you have those, are we supposed to have those books, Christine?
From the class, or from the other room?
I
Was
don't-
I had the last time?
The books you were talking about for the,
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to ask, but I do have a copy, and I'll bring it if you want to
okay,
see
okay,
it.
I think it's,
And it is from the DEP, the one you're talking about,
The
that we
class that we
mentioned last
took,
time.
the gravel roads, yeah.
Good, good, all right. Then we do have a second, so, all in favor? Okay. Motion passes. So we'll now open up to the public for any questions you might have, not related to an application, just general questions. Okay, on we go. So old business, map 029, lot 052, 24 Nason's Beach Road. It's an application proposing to do the demolition of 2 existing structures and a new garage on a non-conforming lot. Brett, have the fees been paid? Do you know on this? Any fees thus far been paid?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And so what's the status of the project at this point, the next step?
Are we on Martini? So, Mr. Martini submitted the new site plan showing his well location, his septic, and what, was it the downsizing of the garage as well?
No, the deed for the road.
Oh, the deed for the road, I'm sorry.
Okay,
So, yeah. Shared
Okay.
status, if you did accept the
Did you
application.
have Mr. Seymour's note?
I did, yeah.
Because there were a few things we wanted before we wanted to go forward on this one.
I don't think they did.
The one thing I recall is making sure we had a deed that mentioned the right of way, and
Yep.
if there were other things, I might have notes that said what he was thinking.
Yeah, my review of, talking with Jim, as well as, the minutes and looking at the application, it's my understanding that, when this was first heard in early July, that the outstanding items were the well location, the septic location, and then the right title and interest piece for the driveway and access bit, so.
We have the third one, so we just need well and septic.
Yep, so on the plan that was submitted, it does show the location of the well on plan left of the house, as well as the septic tank. I think the only remaining question that I had while looking at this was in terms of where the access exactly would be. I wasn't sure for the well itself, if that was like the type of well, if they would be accessing, for example, on that side of the house, if they were driving over it, or what was going on there, or if the access was on the other side of the house. So I think the applicant, would be available to speak on that tonight, just for clarification in terms of the outstanding items, though they have provided the information that was asked for at last
okay,
meeting.
okay.
I have a question. What is the leach line?
That was a request because you wanted to know that the construction wasn't impacting the leach line.
Okay, that was.
And it wasn't shown on the
Yeah.
original plan that you've got. So
Okay.
everyone shows
What type of well do you have? Do you have you know, I think of the shallow well, the round cement type well, or do you have a drilled well? Artesian.
It's probably 30 feet deep and there's no head like you see.
Okay.
So there's a pump is in the ground, the wires in the
But it's
wire
not,
like go underground under the house.
it's not drilled, it's just a well
I think so.
down 30.
Dug well.
Right, or you prefer the term.
Yeah.
All right, and is there, this gentleman asked, do you drive over it at all, or is it set protected? All right, so you're good there. All right,
Okay.
So you're coming around the other side of the house?
No, actually, there's plenty of room to the
Oh, okay.
left of it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's 30 feet.
So
So there's enough room, all right?
yeah,
Okay.
do we think this application is complete?
I think we should run through the checklist and then we can go.
Well, we need to approve the application first, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Okay, we'll do that. Let's see here. So, do we have a motion to,
I make a motion that we accept the application, wrong one, of map 29, lot 52, 24 Nathan's Beach Road as complete,
do we have a second?
Seconded?
and to proceed with, substantive review of this.
Okay,
We have a second for both, okay? Very good.
All in favor?
All in favor? Okay, so we have an application completed, and we're gonna move into our substantive review. Do we have any general questions first, before we move
well,
to
I
the
think what we might
checklist?
need though is copies of the checklist, so we can just go
Yep.
through it.
Great.
If you had those, we can do
I might be missing there.
forward probably.
This one has a few checks on it, but it would be okay.
Might as well make 4 more for the next projects, and we'll probably need to do exactly the
Yeah.
same thing.
So, I have the teacher for that class, the gravel roads class, coming on the 9th, and I'll send him an email and ask him for those books.
9th of September.
Yeah. Oh, he's having a meeting here with me to look at some sites in town, so not with you guys, sorry.
We'll find out what's
So
going
who's
on.
I'll
this
ask
again?
him.
Who's this again?
John
I mean,
Lane,
I
you
just
have that
want-
class, the
Okay.
gravel roads?
I may or may not make next month's meeting, I may end up camping, so if I'm not here, there's no need for panic.
I can't stand it, Paul.
Someone else will have to help you with Tina.
Geez, they did a beautiful job on ditching down by the church.
Yeah.
Looks nice.
Not really. Too bad they couldn't do that down at Long Beach.
Yep.
On the space.
That's gonna really be nice. You've been doing a planning job for a long time?
Yeah, I worked in public sector in planning for about 3 years. Then I've been with Sebago Technics for almost 2, in the same planning role, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
Specialized job?
yeah, they treat me well. I like it there a lot, so.
Thank you.
If you want to distribute those.
Sure.
Two of these?
Alright. Now, and do we need to,
You need one of that?
Sure. Thank you.
Who's gonna want to do?
Next one is,
Do we need to do a public hearing at some point with this?
I believe we voted the last time on these first two projects, we didn't need a public hearing or a sidewalk.
Okay, very good,
And
thank
the
you.
project that's coming up for new business, that would be the thing we'd ask.
Okay.
But I think at the present time, if we go through the checklist, that will allow us to vote on this project.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so, going through the checklist. So adequate provision has been made with regard to buffers, screening, landscaping, and the preservation and enhancement of significant natural resources.
I make a motion that these requirements have been met for this project.
Okay,
Why don't we just go through it and vote at the end?
want to vote at the end?
Yeah,
Perfect.
we
We can do that, okay.
It's easier that way.
So we got to make a motion in that direction.
You've done it before where you go through the checklist. and then
Okay,
just do it.
great, all right. A burden on municipal services,
Not applicable.
No change.
probably not, no change, yep. Congestion, unsafe conditions,
Not applicable.
doesn't seem that way, nope. Groundwater protection,
It's been taken care of.
talked about the well, it's right by the lake. Okay, everybody's okay, all right. Hazards and nuisances, it's about travel and public around it,
No?
Nope, not applicable.
okay. Impact on neighboring properties.
No negative impact that I see.
Okay. Off-street parking and loading,
No Joe has, doesn't infringe on the thing, so I think it's okay.
okay. Open space,
No, applicable.
doesn't really apply, okay. Outdoor display and storage,
Again,
doesn't apply. Proper operation of proposed use,
and
It's okay, as long as he
That's
does
it.
what he says.
yeah, same, no change. Public health, safety, and welfare,
okay.
all good, okay. Scenic areas, natural beauty,
No applicable.
okay. Shoreland vegetation, visual access,
It's okay.
Do you think he needs to have any changes, Christina? Okay, good.
okay. Soils,
Okay.
okay. All sand, probably. Special features,
No applicable.
not applicable, yeah. Traffic movement,
Not applicable.
No applicable.
utilities,
It's okay, it's just a storage.
yeah,
It's just for
no change
storage.
there, yeah, small amount. And waste disposal, so the proposed development or the proposed location will provide adequate disposal of solid waste and hazardous waste is really not applicable.
I agree.
Okay?
Anything else?
Okay,
No fees have been paid.
all right, so we're gonna, all in favor at this point?
I think is there anything else the board, I don't have anything, but anything else the board feels they need to address?
We did ask if all the fees were paid, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'm good to,
I'm good to vote.
okay, good. All in favor? Okay,
Then we
Terrific.
should vote
Motion
on the
passes.
project as a whole.
okay. All right, so we only have one other thing, which is to improve the project overall.
I make a motion that we approve the project for Mr. Martini on Nathan's Beach Road as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all right, all in favor? All
Good
right.
luck.
Congratulations.
Don't be late for supper.
I bet you were glad when you got the survey back, right?
Sure was.
That's what I missed. All right, shall we move on? So this project is map 35, lot 008, address 55 Turnaround Lane. And the application is proposed demolition of a 10 by 10 woodshed and construction of a 10 by 11 foot screened porch on a non-conforming lot. And we had some questions about whether the building itself was more than 25 feet away from the water line, and I saw the letter on that and the likes. Everybody got that?
Looks like he's home free, 6
Yeah.
feet, .03.
There is one issue though.
Yeah, I think so too, yeah.
So if you keep that porch squared, and you said you would adjust that, right? So if we
Yeah.
keep the porch squared, it actually goes closer to the water, Paul?
Yep.
So if he can taper that back to whatever that
Yeah.
I'll
end of the
probably
house
just
is.
bring that, the actual extension, the porch that we're extending out, I'll just probably keep that whole
So
structure.
you think it's more
Two-
non-conforming
two
if
and a
he's
half.
allowed to do that? All right.
Yeah, so you just have to take the corner off it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll just
couple
move
feet.
I'm just move the whole thing
Okay.
back a little bit.
Okay,
That way they don't have angled walls or anything
Okay.
like that.
good, that's fine.
Keep it square.
What's that?
Keep it square.
Yeah, keep it
So what
square.
you're saying is,
Tends to work out a little bit better with material.
Yeah,
so instead of it following the front line of the building, you're gonna have the porch shortened a little bit so that it sets back a little further and
Correct.
meets the,
Yeah, so we're not,
meets
because I put it,
3325, which is where you need to be.
yeah,
All right,
Yeah.
3323, all right. All right. Next.
That was the only thing I asked about.
very good. Any other questions?
And that should be reflected in his decision that that's gonna change what he's showing here.
Have you got that yet? Okay,
Need a motion?
yep,
So I make a motion that we accept this application as complete?
Second?
all in favor?
Yep.
Okay,
Do we need a motion to begin deliberations?
yep,
I make a motion we begin
substantive review.
substantive, I can't say that word,
Substantive. Okay,
review of this project.
do we have a second?
Second?
Very good.
I say we do the matrix just
Yep.
like we did. I don't see any other issues.
We hit all in favor, we need to
I don't
say.
either. I don't.
Pardon?
He needs to say all in favor.
Did you vote on that last one?
Ah,
No,
all in favor? Thank you. All
The
right,
one thing that comes to mind is that if we want a readjusted plan that shows the change you've requested. In other words, basically coming back here so that this is 33. That's basically what you understand it to be, right? Come on up for a second. This is what you showed, right?
Yep, correct.
And what you say is you're gonna come back here,
Yep,
and then it's gonna make this distance 33, that'll make it work. And we won't be encroaching any closer on the pond, and it's not less,
Yep.
it's not causing a conformity issue. So what I request is, I guess, have the plan changed to show that.
yeah, new drawing.
And that would allow us
I'll do
to,
it.
we could make that conditional, I don't believe we necessarily need to hold the gentleman up tonight, but
Yeah.
we, as part of the getting of the permit, he needs to submit a new plan that shows that change. That seemed to be a sensible way to go.
Yep. Too easy.
Very good.
What's the name of the owner here?
The
Yeah,
owner's
last name's Burke, Carolyn and Pat.
Burke?
Yep.
Very good. Shall we go through our list?
Yep.
Shall we do the same as last time?
Perfect.
Okay. So buffer, screening, landscaping, natural features,
No issues.
no issue here. Good. Burden on municipal services? Certainly not.
And then
Okay.
in there, yeah.
Congestion, unsafe conditions?
doesn't change anything,
No. Groundwater protection?
doesn't change anything.
Hazardous nuisances?
NA,
Impact on neighboring properties?
NA,
no change to parking.
Off-street park, yep, no change there. Open space? No. Outdoor displays and storage, not applicable. Proper operation of proposed use? Residents, no change. Public health, safety, and welfare?
I think that doesn't change okay on
Okay. Scenic areas, natural beauty?
that. NA.
All right. Shoreline vegetation,
Are you
visual
taking-
access?
Are you taking down any trees, plants, bushes?
No.
Okay. No,
Okay.
we're okay.
Good. Soils?
Is this a covered
Soils.
porch or is this a,
It'll be covered.
it'll be covered, all right? Doesn't change anything.
Any other special features?
No.
Nope. Okay. Traffic concerns? Don't think so. Okay. Utilities? Really no change there, okay. Waste disposal?
change.
Any other? Don't think so. Then fees paid?
Yes.
Okay, great.
And
We have a motion.
I would have a motion that we accept this project on the condition that he submit a new proposed deck expansion sketch that shows the change of the front of the deck back to the distance of 33.23 feet, which meets the conformity requirements, and other than that, I approve the project.
Okay, great. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor? Very good. We're off. Congratulations.
Now I run away quick.
Quickly, before anybody catches up with you.
So, Gary? I guess maybe, a couple of these, maybe, like if you think we're gonna move along and vote for some of these, maybe just include these in our packet.
Oh, yeah, I normally print off a bunch of them to distribute before, I just forgot.
Thank you.
So this is a pre-application with a lot of the application done as well.
I'm sorry?
It said, so this is a pre-application meeting,
Yeah.
but a lot of the applications have been done already, but it looks at it.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Okay, terrific. Very good. And this is map 031, lot 007, 435 Anderson Road. The application is a pre-application for the demolition and reconstruction of a single-family dwelling on an existing foundation, retaining the foundation, and once again, it's a non-conforming lot. So the purpose of this is to determine whether this is a major or minor project. We have a determination of that?
I mean, to me, the project in and of itself, in the grand scheme of things, is minor in nature, mainly because it's not proposing any expansion of the actual footprint of the structure.
Okay, thank you.
I didn't think it would be major unless it involved, even if it expanded, I don't think it would take it into the realm of a major project. So I think it's pretty clearly a minor project and would make a motion to that effect.
So, okay. So we have a motion for major. Do we have a second? Excuse me, for minor. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. Excellent. All together? Okay.
I guess what's bringing it in front of the planning board, is it within 100 feet of the, is it shoreline? What's bringing it in front of us?
The non-conforming lot.
Non-conforming lot, all right, and it's not in any shoreline involvement? All right,
What a ways back.
that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Okay. So in each instance, it is the burden of the applicant to demonstrate compliance with provisions of all applicable municipal ordinances and state law. So, if you would, if the presenter would please stand and give us your full name and state your affiliation to the application, meaning are you the owner or are you the coordinator of the project? And please remain standing while the board or town staff is invited to ask any questions or provide comments or concerns or requests to the applicant or applicant's representative regarding the project being reviewed. Okay, so give us a presentation if you can either go over there or wherever you prefer.
We do have a site plan, and I printed out a smaller set of the architectural if it's something you want to look at. I don't know if this will sit up there without our foam board, but I can do my best. Let's see. There, that should work.
Wow.
So good evening.
Yes, and you are?
My name is Megan Downing. I'm an architect with Emerald Design Build, here on behalf of our clients, Tom and Marianne McGinnis, the property owners of 435 Anderson Road. Of course, we're here for a site plan review, which sounds like this is the pre-application meeting for that. The proposed project.
That can go on that bulletin board.
Thank you. I got it.
We got holes, that's right.
Will's got to earn his weight.
Team effort. The proposed project involves demolition of the existing wood-framed residential structure while retaining the existing 800 square foot footprint. On this existing foundation, we plan to construct a new 2-story, 3-bedroom, 2-bath residence that will maintain the home's current location and orientation on the property. The project has been designed to work within the existing site constraints and includes a code-compliant septic system replacement as part of the scope. Our goal is to create a safe, attractive, and functional home that respects the character of the neighborhood and the surrounding environment while making efficient use of the existing infrastructure. I'm happy to answer any questions you have about the design, and thank you.
Where's the well?
That was my question, Paul.
So our surveyor was not able to identify it specifically, but Tom is also here. He's saying that it's...
Well, my wife's family's been there for 50 years. So,
Sure, blame it on your wife.
yes.
Yes.
The well to end this road is here, at the bottom sloping hill on this property. And the neighbor's well is up here to the left of this gravel driveway in this area.
That was the well above ground?
They're both, well, the well cap.
This comes
It's
up.
not
It's real
usually-
well.
So all we'd be
It's a
asking,
well.
all we'd be asking is that it be shown on the plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can get a pencil.
Other than that, and we feel the septic, Christina, we feel the septic system is acceptable.
Yes.
That's my question. Thank you.
I have two questions. Three. How wide is the existing walkway, stairs going down from the deck?
Actually,
So they are,
it's just about,
The existing,
I don't think there are existing stairs, right?
yeah, there are,
yeah, the existing stairs,
underneath those dormers.
if I had to guess. First, what's the right answer?
Yeah,
I think it's about 4 feet.
okay, so you show stairs going out, I don't know how wide your stairs treads are, but you show them beginning, looks like 4 feet, 5 feet out from the building, which would actually increase the footprint of that.
Okay,
Right, so
yep, understood.
off the top of my head, I would say those should be along the building the way they are now, because you're becoming more non-conforming by going out that far.
Okay,
And the other thing is the fireplace. So that makes it more non-conforming. And how wide are the overhangs on this? Do you know?
oh, I think we assumed maybe 1 foot at
1
most
foot.
for a roof overhang, yeah.
Okay, so that's,
Can make those smaller if needed.
well, they're pretty similar to the gambrel. I'm not gonna, as long as they're not 2 foot overhangs, but
No, I think so.
So you're talking about keeping it on the exact same footprint?
well, it's a non-conforming lot. You're
Yes,
not
I
supposed
do.
to go,
Yep,
not my rules.
yep, gotcha. Okay,
And was that a masonry chimney you were having in there? You know? So I may have to go inside. The patio or something.
yeah.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Would you really consider the stairs is, I mean, it looks like it's an open stairway.
Yeah, it would just be a few piers to support it versus like any foundation expansion or anything.
That's what I mean. So would that really be considering adding to the non-conformity?
Well, she's taken a design where the porch runs along the building, and now the porch is gonna be up by the front of the building.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any more porch than there was before, or any more stairs, a little more stairs.
Well,
But does the non-conforming, my question, let me refine that. My question is, when we're talking about changing the footprint, does that mean about the building itself? Is my interpretation. When we're changing the footprint, we're talking about we're enlarging the house. The stairs are a totally separate issue.
if
No, it's
she increased the patio, would that change the footprint?
Where is the patio? Above or below?
Well, it's below the deck, but if she increased that out 12 feet, would that have increased the non-conformance?
Is the new porch gonna be further out from the front than the old?
It's the
No.
same.
No.
The new deck would be over the same size as the
Yeah,
existing
that's it.
patio slab. The only thing outside of that is the stairs that lead up to
And
it.
the change that-
The staircase comes out through as an elbow.
Yeah,
So,
you're not increasing the footprint on the land itself with that deck.
You're moving it
I'm not
slightly.
talking about
It's a
the deck.
staircase.
This is Anderson Road down here? I'm assuming I have these aligned properly, right? This stair comes down, Anderson Road's out here.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
What are the measurements for the chimney for the fireplace?
Great question. We're only in the early stages of
Yeah,
design,
okay.
so,
But it'd
I would
probably
say-
be 3 feet.
yeah, maybe like 2 feet out, 5 feet wide, something like that. And then maybe solidify that as we continue.
Is it gonna be a brick chimney?
That was the intent.
I know some housing you see has sort of a metal covered chimney that's not really brick, but that's not what it is here.
We're making a new house, all that, we do it right.
The only real change then is the slight change to the
To the stairs.
stairs. And it covers the same footprint. There's no increase in square footage really.
And I think that's the question here is footprint versus setbacks. I think it's, similar to the previous application where it was getting closer to that, was it the 33-foot line,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So even though the square footage of the actual deck area itself, the actual footprint of the structure is what's getting closer, making it more non-conforming.
But we aren't there yet. That deck is a patio on the ground, so
Mhm.
that's the footprint.
Right, yeah,
Patio.
just the
If you're just
stairwell.
going up, that deck isn't taking up any more footprint.
Nope, yeah, it would just be the staircases.
We agree with that. We agree with
Yeah.
that.
Yep,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Just the staircase.
And it's the staircase we have to
So-
hammer out.
Okay.
Would tightening it up closer to the house so that there's no gap between the stair and the house, does that help with this
Yeah.
question
Yeah.
about the
Yeah.
nonconformity?
Yeah.
Because I think we could easily finagle this stair design to kind of just shove it up against the house,
Drop into the
Okay.
deck.
if that eliminates the
The
question.
the better you can do that, the better it
Okay.
will be.
Yeah, we can do that.
I think what
Maybe
might be
Use
helpful,
the original stairs.
Well, it's longer, Paul. It's coming down, it's a platform, and it's going down as opposed to just going down.
But we can make it closer to the original orientation of the stair. Yeah, we can do that.
Either way, it seems to me it would meet the requirements, wouldn't it?
And there were, in terms of the foundation itself, the engineering report anyway, talked about a number of soft issues, those kinds of things down in the
Yep.
downside corners.
Yeah, a few things that we would address during construction and of course plan for that ahead in the design phases.
Yep.
But just a couple areas where we saw some cracks, just to clean it up.
Okay.
You're taking out the entire old foundation and replacing it?
No.
No.
Oh, no.
Fix the
No.
foundation and use it on top?
Yep,
Yep.
Okay. And is it a poured cement foundation?
Yeah.
yes.
What date, do you know what year it dates from? Looks like it's 60s or so.
Was it, Tom, was it 80s that foundation was put in? 80s?
I'm gonna say 75.
All right. And the foundation
It's been 50
is sound.
years.
Okay.
Yeah, the report says it's just not sound way down on the far corners.
So but they tend to do some remediation before they build.
Yeah.
I think they would, or they wouldn't build a new house on a lousy
Yeah.
foundation, correct?
I'm asking, I don't
You're
know.
doing,
And there's no effect on the setbacks, which either way they decide to put the porch on. We'll all meet the setbacks either way.
yeah, the porch itself, yeah, I think, and one thing that might be helpful from like a plan perspective is, like showing a setback boundary off of like where that existing distance is, and then, design the stairwell within that kind of thing, so.
So you want to see setbacks on the plan? The distances from the building to the,
Yeah, with what's proposed, yeah.
okay, all right. Because it seems to me we're basically, what do we need to complete the app? And then we'll want a public hearing and sidewalk, and that's it.
Yep. So you're also going to be taking care of, I'm assuming, the rear wood frame basement wall is in poor condition? Gonna
Yeah,
do that or
any-
something else?
Yeah, anything that's asking for remediation in there, we would
You're gonna go
definitely
back to
put
that.
in the scope.
Okay.
Yep.
Good, all right.
So I would like to see the dimensions of the existing stairway down off that deck.
Sure.
And
Shown on the plan and the setback.
shown, yeah, or somewhere on a separate drawing with the measurements, and then so that we can compare it to your new design,
Sure.
and then the fireplace. for
Seems to
me.
me the new design will have a little bit less square footage than the old one, but we'll see when you get your report.
So are you saying, with the scenario of the fireplace, that makes it more non-conforming, so we don't want it in the new
Why would
design?
the fireplace make it more non-conforming?
This is taking up more of a footprint.
More footprint.
Well, it's closer to the,
It's coming off the side of the building then.
Yeah. It's on the,
yeah,
opposite the stairway. But again, that would have to be determined by the lines that you want on there.
Yeah, I think just based on looking at it and what's shown on the plan here, even though it might jut outside of the building itself, I think it would conform with an existing, looks like 25.3 feet along that side there on the
so
northern
if you
side.
squared that off,
Yeah, like similar to the previous
Okay.
application.
if you could show that on the plan,
Yep.
do you understand what we mean?
Are you saying to add the setback to the survey or something separate?
Yeah,
So-
just to show like a line here, because
Yes.
with fireplace, just to show that it's
Yep.
within that.
Okay.
Yeah, because your closest point to the north side, and if you squared that off, you may have enough room in there anyway.
Okay, so as long as it doesn't cross the setback, we're okay with keeping the chimney?
So long as it doesn't cross that 20,
Yep.
that closest corner.
Yep, the 25.3, and then I think the cumulative footprint of the building and deck and the
Yes.
fireplace
Like
would
this.
exceed what's
So
existing.
if they extended that line that way, they probably
Yeah, I
got
got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
good catch.
Good catch, you bet. Okay.
What's the current dimensions of the building?
24 wide by 34 long.
That remains the same except for perhaps a slight change in the chimney and a slight change in the deck.
Yep.
Any more questions?
But I think what we, yeah,
Do you want to repeat back what we're requiring so that
Yeah,
all of us will go away?
sure. So we're determining that this is a minor project. We want to show the well location on the survey, as well as the setback lines on the survey to determine the chimney location. We're considering that the stair and the chimney are currently outside of the existing footprint, but as long as that chimney location is fine, we can proceed with it. We'll revise the stair design to align more with the existing and kind of push it up tight against the house. And then show the dimensions of the proposed stair and then get the dimensions of the existing stair to cover.
we wouldn't say absolutely that we've decided on the stairs, other than we'd just like to see the information. Okay, and then we need to make sure the setback of the chimney meets the setback requirements. All right.
Good. Brett, where are we on the application at this point?
I think we should ask if we want to have a public hearing on
Yeah,
this.
we will. Yeah. Yeah. First off, do we want to have a sidewalk?
I don't think there's anything peculiar to this property or,
Lately, we've been doing it off the documentation.
And you can
Okay, all right.
When we
make
make a
that-
motion, we don't need a sidewalk. I'll make a motion, we
Do we
don't
need a
need a
motion?
I second that motion.
Okay. Okay, all in agreement?
And then quickly, whether you need a public hearing or not.
I don't
I don't think
believe we
so.
need a public
This is
It's not
hearing.
making any
Something
significant
existing
changes that would affect any neighborhood.
Yeah.
No rowdiness down there.
Is there anything the neighbors would be concerned about at all in terms of the
It's like,
house
My
itself,
wife
the new house?
known the neighbors for 35 and 50 years.
that might not help them.
Yeah.
Actually, she gets along well with people. So the short answer is no.
I don't see it major enough to affect the neighborhood. A couple small dimensional changes, basically all amounts to.
Do we
Looks like
make a
it's gonna be
motion for
nice.
no public
Do we have a
hearing?
motion?
Make a motion, we do not need a public hearing for this.
Second that?
Second, okay. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Okay. All the fees have been paid?
Yes.
Okay, that's what you need to know, and then what you need for next meeting, and have them bring it, we can proceed as we did with the old business we just addressed.
So just-
Making sure this lady knows what we need. We need the well shown, the setback lines for the chimney and the porch. Is there anything else we need?
No, I don't.
No, I don't think so.
Anything else you can think of? Brett?
No, I think you covered it pretty well in terms of what would be needed for the next submission, so.
Great.
Are you familiar with our timelines to make the next meeting?
Monthly meetings, and then submit 30 days ahead? Is that
No,
correct?
14 days.
14 days ahead?
So if you
Oh,
could get
okay.
those to
Yeah,
us,
The
then
sooner
it
the
could be
better.
put on the next month.
Yeah, we could have everything ready within the next week or so, so I think that should
Very
be.
good, very good.
Everybody says that.
We've got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good.
Is there anything coming up next month, Christina? Any new projects coming in?
Yeah, there's another project from the company that we work with.
Same sort of thing?
I'm sorry?
The same sort of thing, rebuilt?
It is a shoreland, it's outside the 100. But yeah,
Let's do that.
I think it's an addition, it's not a demo or rebuild, it's an addition. But it's not
I
conforming
may or
lot.
may not make the next meeting, hopefully you can get through it, if I'm not. See about, I'll be traveling like a gypsy in the wind here. I've been thinking about
Going down to Portland, I
Denver, which I don't know.
Bring the sign to me.
So,
September 9th?
when is the next meeting again? What's the
September
date?
9th?
9th?
And you ought to think about a half an hour before talking
Yes, I
about
think, I
this,
agree. I
this
agree.
thing here, because this is gonna change what happens in the town in the next 2 years.
Yep. What are you looking at,
Basically,
Paul?
our thing is how do we adapt to what this is gonna require of us?
Which thing are you looking at?
This new
State thing.
ALD
Can you
1829.
email that?
Have you reviewed, you've been
I have.
working with this?
Yeah, it's something that we're actively tracking, that there's a few people, including myself and our company, that were attending the state's listening sessions on it. It's gonna be pretty critical in terms of like, as consultants to our understanding of how we design subdivisions, especially in relation to ADUs, and what's gonna be allowable on the lots.
Yeah.
You know, making sure that we're incorporating those kind of thinking in our design, so.
Well, our concern, at least my concern, is that what we developed, 15 years ago has not been completely, it's built the town a certain way that isn't bad. But I think if these changes come in and deeply affect the town, especially the notion of rental housing all spread out all over, I'm not sure that's good. It might be better to, find a place where you could in fact have it. So if you look at the developments you see over by North Wyndham, there's a little apartment building, and then if you go towards Lowe's, there's a small duplex development. Those sorts of things
That's
might
scary.
be, on those sorts of sites, would be better to my mind than spreading multi-unit housing all over everywhere. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, one of the best things that I've seen a lot of towns approach this is looking at updating their comprehensive plan. That's one of the things that if, a property is within a growth area, they would get an additional bonus for an ADU if they were within a growth area. And so I think towns are starting to think pretty strategically in terms of where they want development, if they want development, and where and what they want that to look like. So, if they're looking at doing growth areas, if they're doing form-based codes requiring architectural standards for, like I think of like Raymond, along 302, they have design guidelines, for certain architectural styles that they want, building materials and those
Yep.
kind of things. So, and just making sure that they accommodate for that growth if they want it.
Our current system does have some, benefits of concentration. If you look it through the thing, if you put, the natural area aside, you can have more of a concentration. It also does allow for more concentrations down in our village district. What would help maybe is allowing for that in certain districts in town, but not allowing the duplexes and triplexes all over town. That to me is, doesn't accomplish much, and if you do better, if you got some promising sites, in the village districts and did the sort of multi-unit stuff you see over there.
Yeah.
But who knows?
You said your town would get some kind of bonus or give the people some kind of bonus?
The developer would, so like I'll think of Wyndham for an example.
Yeah.
If you took North Wyndham, it's gonna be on public sewer, which
Yeah.
is an additional +1 bonus, and it's within a growth area per the town's comprehensive plan. So that's an additional bonus, and then they would already be allowed to have 1 ADU per the law, and plus the primary residence. So one single-family lot within that growth area on public sewer could have 1 primary residence and then 3 ADUs. And so that's a lot, all on one
That's
property.
your four.
Sure is.
That's
Yeah,
your
so
four.
so it'd be 4 total units, 1 primary and 3 that, so, like I said, I think it's pretty critical that, I think, Christina, are you attending the listening session
Yeah.
that the state's offering for that?
I'm
Did you
doing
guys
that.
get
Are
my
you guys
email?
doing that, by the
I
way?
got another one today from JP Cog, they're doing another listening session, so I'll
Yeah.
send that out to you guys too.
Yep, so I think that's pretty, it's good to keep in mind, and, the planning board feels, or the select board, or the general public is feeling, we need to start thinking strategically about these and changing the ordinances, to try to get ahead of these kind of things, and plan ahead and, think long-term what they want the town to look like, then, I think.
How
it's
do
good to
you get
consider.
ahead of it though, if it's a state law?
Mandate, yeah.
And we can't restrict that, even though the law says, if the town's more restrictive. In this case, it would be, town can't be more liberal, or has to be more liberal, can't
Yeah.
be more restrictive.
Yeah.
How
Well,
do
so I
We
think-
can't preserve our single-family homes, I don't believe, at least what I'm
Right.
reading, even though there's no public utilities,
Right.
septic and water, it still seems to imply you could have 3 units on.
So what tools do we have, or do you envision we would need to kind of control this?
Yeah, I think there's a couple different ways that we're looking at, like in Raymond, for example, we're having some discussions about lot sizes, to accommodate up to, if it's within a growth area, public sewer, all that, 4 units, do we need to increase the actual size of, like, the minimum lot size of the lots? That kind of changes some of the density and those kind of standards. Another tool some towns have been using is placing restrictions on the size of the ADUs. So some towns just have like a blanket, must be smaller than the primary residence. Some towns cap it at like a certain square footage threshold. So there's a number of different tools that we can kind of start thinking. That way it's not 4 single-family houses, all
Right.
3,000, 2,500 square feet, all in one lot. Because that's almost a subdivision, but this law going into effect would make it not a subdivision.
Right.
Because it's anything 5 or more would trigger the subdivision threshold, so.
What I think would make sense for this town is some system that would allow us to preserve single-family housing in the rural district and allow for some multiple units in other districts. But I think the enforcing of multi-units in the rural area, first of all, defeats their program of 15 years ago, and I don't think is at all compatible. I think if we did a survey of our citizens, they basically say, no, that's not what we want. So,
Yeah.
again, my 2 cents.
Yeah.
To get to Dave's question, what could be on a lot where we're not on public sewage? It would, the size of the septic system that could be accommodated on the soils, et cetera, of that lot, would that save us?
Yeah, there's a lot of different
Maybe it'll
drivers to density, the largest of which being septic.
Right.
We don't need, accidents or issues overflowing into
Right.
the lake, causing water quality issues, those kind of things.
I'm not sure that would be a problem, and, you know, you could probably technically put 3 units on the 3-acre lots of most of the town. But the problem is the compatibility with public expectations and other things.
Yeah. That's comprehensive plan stuff. A lot of
Well,
it, doors and imagining. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole nother survey round of,
Well, I say, I'm not
survey
sure.
questions for
I
that.
don't think, if the people would, if they, you know, sat down and had us explain it to us like we have, and they got it, they would not be in favor of that, I believe. I think they would not be in favor of it.
I agree with you 100%.
It would be crucial that it was explained very carefully for the townsfolk, so that they could truly understand.
I don't know if any of you guys ever go over to North Yarmouth. Now, North Yarmouth has developed a program that allows for greater concentrations than what was their traditional small town. There's multi-unit housing.
Oh my gosh,
There's
yeah.
all sorts of stuff, and and there's also an example of those little triplets. What I think they're talking about doing is have a little sort of drive-in, and then 1, 2, 3 triplet sort of things, and you do see an example, I think, of what they're talking about. May it not be a good idea within commuting distance of Portland. I think it's not a good idea way out here, but
You know, the reality of the situation is that the state isn't wrong in trying to effort this, because you're looking at $450,000, $500,000 for a house in Sebago, and who can afford that? I got a 25-year-old son living at home, you know, and I don't see him moving out anytime soon, you know?
well, that's what
Whereas-
we're getting multi-unit, you know.
Right, so
Well,
it's not a bad thing that they're doing, but, you know, like your thing in Yarmouth there, I mean, I agree with that. I can see that actually having a place in Sebago.
or at least down by the village district.
Yeah.
I'll have to have a look at it.
Might not be impossible.
Yeah.
Let's let this gentleman, he's wagging his,
Extra grant. I heard it in an earlier conversation a week or two ago, that the law is in effect, but the towns have a delayed implementation timeframe.
They do, yep.
So what happens if a developer comes in tomorrow to want to develop in accordance with the law, but the town does not have an ordinance?
Well, so from my understanding, I think it becomes effective January 1 of next year.
Okay?
In common practice with a lot of other towns, if they applied tomorrow, they would be held to the ordinance standards of tomorrow.
Okay, but let's say that by January 2nd, and Sebago doesn't have an updated ordinance.
Then they would be subject to the state statute. And I think this is where I think I have some issues with the state's timing, is a lot of towns do their ordinance work throughout the winter and then hold their town vote spring, summer, ordinances become effective.
Right.
And there's a weird 6-month grace period where the towns don't get to really catch up, or they have to, you know, hold special town votes, those kind of systems. So it's one of those weird cases where, like, temporarily the state law is gonna supersede the local for a short period of time. But that's more so in terms of the threshold that triggers it. It's not necessarily about the design standards and some of the actual, like, town ordinances. In this case specifically, it'd be more about the actual thresholds triggering it for review to be brought before you guys.
So I guess the, sort of thinking along the lines Paul makes, is if we don't approve an ordinance change until the town meeting in June, we got approximately a 6-month period where what the state has written is what we have to live to. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I'm just thinking ahead here. I mean, I think there's a couple barriers that would prevent 4 residences on one single-family lot, because, you know, we don't have the public sewer, and there's not necessarily the designated growth areas that, you know, the statute is talking about. So in that case, it kind of falls back to the traditional primary and ADU. But in theory, if the town did have those kind of utilities and planning processes in place, then it could.
But there are other elements of of the law that would go into effect
Yeah, and again,
outside that.
yeah, and really what it would just be would be the thresholds and what trigger, is it a subdivision, major subdivision, minor, whatever, that's going to the board? Or is it just building permit, Christina doing her thing in terms of issuing the building permits?
Can I ask a question about subdivisions?
boy.
So, if somebody comes in on January 2nd, wants to put in 30 houses on, 2 acres, and they have the subdivision plan, and we have no reason to deny it, and we approve it. Is that like all of our projects where they have to begin that within 1 year and be well, I guess, underway to completing it? So I'm worried about, I'm not worried about somebody really coming in and building all these houses right away. I'm worried about people saying, holy cow, I can put 10 houses here. Engineering
Yeah.
firms are gonna be, hiring like crazy because they're trying to do all these, concentrated subdivisions. So
Yeah,
is that a threat for us?
I think the nice thing is the proposed language doesn't implement or over or supersede town timelines. Like, each town is gonna be different. Like in Raymond, you have a year to start construction and a year after, once construction starts, then that's when you have to have it complete. So that wouldn't be touched. So it wouldn't, I think what you're getting at maybe, and correct me if I'm wrong, it wouldn't cause a race to apply and approve.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, it wouldn't cause like a race and an overwhelming amount of applications to get in that 6-month grace period before anything's adopted or anything like that. It would be held to the standards that the town has at that time.
Well, one of the things, if you look back again to the original plan, that people had come in and said they wanted lots in the rural part as large as 40 acres. And I thought that for the reason you mentioned, it would be exclusion for younger people wanting to get started. So we decided on 3, which left some ability, persons of average means to own a home. And that 3 acres was not taken out of the blue, but it was adopted from what was then the Small Woodland Owners Association of Maine, whose concern was that if you required very big lots, they'd all get sucked up, all the available forests in there would get sucked up and taken out. So they wanted to at least keep the lot sizes small enough that it wouldn't, take over all the,
It wouldn't be harvested routinely, kind of
well,
stuff.
it wouldn't, require, basically what they saw coming was that wealthy people would buy a lot and, put a road right to the middle of it.
Yeah.
Whereas if they had 3-acre lots, at least it would, allow people of moderate means to own a home, and at the same time, lessening the population density by making it from 3 from 1.5. So that's where we are. We went from that, which I think was a more sensible, thought-out approach, to where we are, which I think is, God knows what effect it will have. All right.
So are you guys gonna watch the Zoom sessions?
The what
So
session?
I
Next
just
couple
set it up
weeks.
here if you guys wanna come in for it.
Do you know what it is, Christine?
Next Tuesday, there's one, I'll
There's a
get you the
couple of
time.
them, yeah.
To
I
what-
think
what-
it's like 1:30 to 3.
Where are these?
She's gonna have it.
They're gonna be
Zoom,
online, a
yeah,
Zoom meeting,
Zoom
right?
sessions.
Like I said, I can set it up for you if you wanna come here to watch it.
Well, next
can't have
Tuesday I have
one.
to go get my car.
Do it
I sent it to
Oh,
you
yeah.
in the email last week.
Yeah, that was
I have
the-
another one that came through today. I'll
Are you
send-
talking to Paul specifically? 'Cause
No, I'm inviting all of you. If you wanna come in and watch it on the TV, I'll put it on the TV.
But we could do it at home.
Yeah,
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
yeah, I'm doing it.
I didn't know if you
This is
guys.
gonna be a
those
tutorial on
capabilities
what?
at home.
It's only an hour
It's just
session.
gonna be a
It's more like
talking
an hour
session on the new law.
Yeah, it's just more of like I'm hoping sometimes the state sessions can cause a little bit more confusion than
You'll be more
solutions.
confused when you start.
Because I know,
You
I've
stir up
talked
the
with, we've had discussions internally with a couple of our surveyors, and some of the language that they references different parts of the subdivision statute, and so I think it could be a little bit tidier in terms of how they developed it, in terms of the actual structure. But overall, the intent is there, and I think that's really the meat and bones of what the listening session is about.
There's
So,
another one from GP Pond, did you hear about that one on the 29th?
I think you might have shared that with me
I'll
maybe,
send
but
you
yeah.
the link, but I'll send it to all of you as well, but if you can't make next Tuesday, there is another one.
And these are just produced some other place and then broadcast out to various people who want to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they're posting it online, like in terms of like the recorded
It's probably not-
version afterwards, or I don't know if they're doing that, so.
Oh,
we'll
okay.
see.
Okay.
Well, Zoom is usually live. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So another question for Brad.
Yep.
So 4 units or less would not be considered a subdivision, is that right? Under the new law?
Yeah, per the new law, yeah.
5 or more, yeah.
So in a non-growth zone, they could do 4 units on lot.
If they had sewer and water.
Yeah.
But they could still do, well, in any sort of, what did I reading, there's any sort of residential district, and most of the towns is some sort of a residential district, you can have up to 3 units on a qualified lot.
Yeah, what I read was that you could do 4 units if you had either sewer or a common water system,
Oh.
right?
I think that's another thing, the state is looking at incentivizing some of the shared
Yeah.
resources, shared septic systems, that kind of thing.
Who pays if it breaks and it's all divided by
So-
3?
Yeah.
So when you
These are
say
the sort of things that I don't think they've thought through. And also, it almost means that any of these duplexes and triplexes are gonna be invariably rental housing, because I don't see too many people want to invest in a duplex unless it's your family member or someone you know, because,
So let me, but Paul, so I got 4 units on a lot, but I have to own all those units
yeah.
because they're on my lot. I can't subdivide that lot, right? But could I make a condo out of them and have
Well,
that?
effectively, that's gonna be some sort of a condo if
What,
it's 4.
I get that,
Yeah.
so I guess I'm asking, is that the worst case scenario? They become, or the best case scenario, they become condos and individual owners own them? So-
Yeah, and I think it's an interesting component of it too, where with the shared resources, that there has to be some kind of proof or documentation that they're gonna be maintained, that whoever's renting it, or if there's a homeowners association or whatever, that down the road, that it's not just gonna be a free-for-all.
So,
Well,
so
that,
is the intent to have ownership or to have rentals, like this 4 on a lot? That's what I'm
Yeah,
confused
I
about.
haven't read
we
any.
mean either condos or rentals, yeah.
Yeah, because
Depends on the level.
you can't sell a quarter of a,
Yeah. I've seen nothing that addresses cutting land up
But
in
you
to
can't.
resale.
but yeah, you can.
Yeah.
So, let me, let's
Okay.
talk about this for a second. When you say there has to be central sewer and or water, that could be a private central water or sewer.
Yes, sir.
Correct, yep.
So it's not really like there's a municipal system,
That's right.
it's a private system. So you could do a condo, you could also do a land lease.
A what?
Land lease,
Land lease.
where you own the house subject to the lease of the land.
Land, yep.
So,
Best case scenario, like he says, is that it's condos owned by respectable people
Yeah.
and keep it clean. Worst case scenario, it's Section 8 housing, and God knows somebody hauls in old Chevy and dumps it on the other side of the duplex.
Well, we coulda, shoulda, woulda till 7:30, but I'd like to end it at 7:15. So
All right,
make a motion, please.
So, wait a minute, though. Are we getting together at 5:30 or
5:30 you should, and talk the same thing, basically, see, make progress on where we are.
Okay, is half an hour enough time?
Yes.
Okay, so 5:30?
Workshop, yep.
5:30, okay, good. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
All in favor? Yeah,
go on a meeting next Wednesday for a workshop?
Yeah, we got the 20th.
20th, yeah, on ordinances, yep.
Where's the workshop?
Here.
No one told me
Or
about
one meeting room. Yep, it's here.
When was this scheduled?
It's
A month ago.
a month ago, yeah, it's the 20th.
Seriously. She sent us emails.
Who sent it?
Christina.
I didn't get any, I don't get any.
See,
We didn't vote to have, necessarily vote to have one at the last meeting.